Hello, welcome to the Chirp YouTube channel. My name is Christy. I am your friendly online speech-language pathologist and specialist in children's communication development, which includes behavior, because behavior is one of the many types of communication. Today is another video in our series about simple strategies that we can use to improve interactions with children. And today, our special technique is one that helps children learn language better. This is an especially helpful tip, although all of them are helpful, because many of the questions that a speech-language pathologist, such as myself, gets from families are about how to get children to communicate verbally. Verbal language is not the end-all, be-all of communication, of course, because any type of communication that enables someone to express herself or himself is useful communication, and we should value that, and we should, of course, teach every manner of communication possible. Although I do have separate feelings about ASL or sign languages for children with communication disorders. We can talk about that in a separate video. I don't recommend prioritizing teaching signs for kids with developmental delays outside of hearing deficits, because most of our kids who have other diagnoses, such as an autism spectrum disorder, also have motor delays, and it makes it very, very difficult for them to make the movements required to communicate using hand symbols. So I recommend starting with pictures.
Set it up and then you can roll the ball. Thank you, sir. Time for crackers?
Cracker.
Ready? One here. You go. No, we're not going to sit down here. You're going to sit there so you can roll it. Stand up.
Jackson, thank you for that. Very good cleaning up.
You know what
You're going to put
that's
them on here.
lightsaber.
You're going to help me set it up so you can roll the ball and knock the pins down.
Cracker.
Okay, you put that one
What
down.
the?
Put it on the
Here's
table.
your buddy. Cracker.
Another one down. You put this one down?
You can see more about that in that series right there. Today, we're going to talk about narrating events. If you have ever watched a sporting event, you have heard a narrator. If you have ever read a children's book, or indeed an adult book, you have heard a narrator. A narrator is someone who explains the action. And this is something that we should be doing when we are interacting with our kids. The reason is because a narrator explains the action. This enables the child in her brain or his brain to learn the words that he or she will need to explain actions in the future. The ability to create a narrative, a sequential retelling of events, is a higher level skill. And we cannot expect kids to learn higher level skills if they don't have the foundational skills. And one of the foundational skills for narrative ability is being able to create a sentence about what is currently happening. For example, if a child is playing with Hot Wheels cars and one car crashes into another car, a narrator might say, "Blue car crashes red car." That is all. And remember, if our children are not using long sentences at this point, neither should we. We should be keeping our sentences very short, hopefully just a subject and a noun. I could have made it even shorter by saying, "Cars crash," or "Red car crash." I am giving a noun, the red car, and I am giving a verb, crash. And I'm putting them together to make a phrase, and in fact, a sentence. This is the type of narrating that we should be doing when we are working with kids. If you have watched my videos in the past, of course, you know that if a child is nonverbal, we should be trying to use 1 to 2 words in any utterance that we make when interacting with the child. If the child is using 2 words, then I should make my goal to be to use no more than 3. We add 1 word to whatever the child is currently doing, and that is our limit. Sometimes this is not possible, but it is our limit. Not because the child can't understand us, although there usually are auditory processing difficulties along with communication disorders. However, if we want the child to be able to reproduce the language that we are modeling, the language needs to be short enough that they can retain it in their working memory, that their articulators, all these parts that make verbal language, can work on creating those sounds, and potentially after some time passes, they can actually reproduce those sounds. That is more difficult than it sounds, so we need to make these phrases short. We need to be careful as we are narrating what is happening in our... My chair is very squeaky, sorry about that. As we are narrating what is happening in the child's play, and hopefully I am playing along, we need to be careful not to tell the child what to do. We are describing, we're not prescribing. I don't want to tell the child, now, put the baby in the bed. I want to wait, see what the child is doing, or myself, I can put the baby in the bed and say, sleep, baby. Baby sleeping. Or I can wait until the child puts the mom in the car and I can say, Mommy, driving. I love toy houses because the toy people do things that human people in real life do, and therefore the language that we practice while we're playing is language that is going to describe things that happen on a daily basis in our homes as well. So if I say baby sleeping and my child practices that in her head, baby sleeping means the baby has gone to bed. Maybe at some point that phrase will come out when her baby brother goes to take a nap. Baby sleeping. We practiced that during play, and it came out in real life. This is one of the reasons why play is so vitally important, because we practice real life skills during play. So, I do appreciate a toy house, a toy restaurant, a toy kitchen, but we can learn the same skills from playing with astronauts on a space station. They have to sleep too. They have to pick up rocks. They have to make food. They have to use the bathroom. They also have to do human things that we can narrate and model for the child. However, be sure that you're not telling the child what to do, because that then is not play, because play is open-ended and self-directed and fun. And if you're bossing everything around, you are making that play less fun for the child. This strategy might make you feel a little strange. Many of the strategies that we use when we're teaching communication to young children feel strange. It feels strange to switch our pronouns around, as I discuss in that video. It feels strange to do what the child is doing. If the child is doing this and we do this, that feels strange. It feels strange to narrate what is happening in our play as if we are a sports announcer. However, these are strategies that have science behind them, that have been proven to benefit the child's learning, and they feel less strange as we practice them. So give it a try, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And I'm glad that we can all practice these things together and make the world a more welcoming place for people whose learning is different. because we all deserve to learn in the way that best suits us. If you feel like it, you could always give me a thumbs up or subscribe, but whatever, come back next time because I will have another helpful tip for you to interact better with children, especially those with communication delays. See you soon. Bye.